Hi, Justin. Thanks for doing the Spotlight School session on your experience participating in our coach training course, which is an accredited course where you learn how to coach young people. So, obviously, you're working in a school. What's your role? What's your current role in the
So
school?
current role is head of geography, but I also teach PE and games, and at the moment look after some of the enrichment sessions as well.
About your school.
So it was it's an independent school. It was formerly a prep school, which decided to go to 16 years old about 5 years ago. So we just got our first cohort of year 11s going through their GCSEs this year.
How did you decide to do the coach training course, and how did you see coaching fitting in
So
to?
from a personal perspective, the coaching came from coaching sessions that I'd had. So I'd had through our school, we were offered like 4 free sessions. And through that and analysing and having a chat, it actually pinpointed what my passions were. And it really identified helping the pupils, but through a coaching perspective, and a proactive, positive way, not a retrospective counselling way. So that's how I came to it really. And then I went online. I spoke to someone I know about what would be the best accredited courses to go for, and had a look and then plumped on yours.
Tell me about what you've gained then from doing the coach training course that's helped you start to tackle some of these issues.
I came into it because the intake I was on, I'm the only teacher, and a lot of the others have quite what's the word I'm looking for? Scholastic backgrounds. A few, they've got quite a lot of like masters and so on in terms of child behaviour and development, which can be quite a little bit intimidating. But I've learned quite a lot from them and yourself about people's kids' minds and how they react and so on. But I've learned a lot about the process of how to break things down, and that idea of giving them autonomy and guiding them. And not jumping in. So, the teacher in me is like, go on, I want to help you. I want to be able to, give you a push in that direction rather than just stepping back, and asking the right questions and just getting them there. So patience has definitely been one thing that I've learned through it, but it's just been a really rewarding experience in terms of professionally, because I put a few little things into my teaching. And I do a few sessions, start to do a few sessions with the pupils at school as interventions, and just seeing the little light bulb moments, and when you see them the second week and they manage to do something, they're like, that's what makes it worthwhile.
What sort of things what coaching skills have you added to your teaching?
It's really to do with, so in like pastoral care, I'll sit down sort of the year 10s or so and say, right, where do you want to be? And do the where do you think you are now? Where do you want to be? And then maybe do 3 little steps about, it's simple things like that. Short-term GCSEs. It might be friendship-wise. I'll do one on more friendship and pastoral issues. And when they can just break it down simply, it just seems to be more effective.
And tell me about some of the changes that you've noticed in the students that you've been using coaching with.
They've definitely become more proactive, I would say, in terms of, oh, sir, do you think this will work? Do you think this is a good idea? Might this help? If I do this, do you think that, is this going to help me get to that point? So rather, they're already starting to think about what the next step is, little steps on the way to get to the destination where they want to be. So rather than waiting to be told, they're actually thinking like, oh, actually, yeah, I might try this. And a couple of them have tried it, hasn't worked, and they've gone back to, yeah, didn't like that. That didn't work particularly well, but I'm going to try this next time. Those are the successes. It's a work in progress because for me, I'm starting out on the journey.
Yeah, early days.
So it's learning what works and what doesn't really.
Yeah, I just really finished the course and started doing this, so you've only probably had a few interventions, so it's trusting the process, but you're helping them find the solutions that they already have within themselves and feeling safe to try them out. I mean, they're still checking. Does they sir, shall I try this? Sir, shall I try that? So the next step would almost be they don't feel the need to check. They come back and they say, I've done it and it worked or it didn't work. So that's what, maybe as they go through the coaching process, then they will build in confidence as well.
That for me, that's it. It's the confidence to try it. And actually, if something doesn't work, to try something else rather than just go, oh no, I can't do it. And just give up and, and just take a step back. And it's just, just keep working and keep working and keep working and taking different directions. If something doesn't work for them, go, actually, no, that didn't work, but I might try this. So once I am gone through, done my hours, done all the fully accredited processes, I will be offering that in school, parents to sign up, have specific times after school, lunch times for pupils, not parents, pupils to sign up with parental permission, depending on their age, and go from there.
What advice would you give to another teacher who wants to add coaching as a string to their bow?
I would definitely recommend it. It's going to do nothing but benefit your teaching, I think. Helps with some of the understanding of the kids that you come across, some of the personalities. I mean, I consider myself, one of my strengths is reading kids really well. But the coaching has definitely given me more direction on how to interact and how to push them and how to get them moving forward positively. And all the tools that you get from it. And I just think going forwards, especially the last 3 or 4 years, what the impact has been on, kids in school, that we talk a lot about counselling and looking retrospectively, but there's not much to do with proactively and looking forwards, and that ownership and that accountability. And I just think it's been brilliant for that.
Yeah. And that's what the whole point, especially when in an independent school, is to help them achieve all these fantastic life outcomes, and no one's helping them look forward and prepare.
Well, I mean, you look on so many schools, it's about creating independent, forward-thinking individuals, can stand up for themselves, they're resilient. But actually, do we give them the tools to do it? I mean, and I've always wondered how to do it until I've done this, if I'm being honest. So it's like, hear about, right, how do I get them to be resilient? How do I get them to be think through problems? How do I get them to think about where they want to be, reflect, come up with strategies and be accountable? And you're like, don't know how to do that. But the coaching really does work in that regard.
I mean, you've just described coaching in a nutshell there, haven't you? That's what it does. It helps people think of their own solutions, come up with their own strategies, plan their own way forward, take ownership of it, learn what their own resources are and how to navigate that pathway forward. So to give that to a teenager, I just can't stress enough what a massive gift that is.
For me, it's just the positivity. The whole approach is positive and student led. So the whole time it's they're not being battered, they're not being told this, they're not having to go really into negative emotions as such, and they're leading it, they're not being told what to do. So it's it's winning on both fronts.
Then that engages them more in it too, doesn't it? So they want
to definitely certainly, you're not saying, right, you need to do this, and their eyes are rolling and you can just see them sit back and like, oh, here we go, Mr. Clarke's off on one again. So from that regard, it's the direction that it gives me to give them the skills or help them develop it.
So what are the things you've appreciated from the training the most? Is it that structure, that process, or the skill?
It's the process, it's the structure, it's the working with people from other backgrounds has been really beneficial. If you stuck 4 teachers in a room, we've probably all come from a similar background, we've had similar CPD, similar interests, but that working with people from youth offenders, youth club, that's really helped. having those different perspectives,
Mhm.
and broadening my horizons really. Because although I've worked in private state schools, and independent schools, I probably have worked with quite, the last 10 or 15 years, been quite cosseted by the people that I've been teaching.
Yeah, and you get like a teacher mentality and a teacher mindset, and working with young people in different roles just makes, you all are motivated by working with young people, but those different roles have different remits, don't they? So
Yeah. I think if you're a positive teacher, you've quite a holistic approach to things, and you like the idea of pupils having autonomy of what they do and guiding. It's brilliant skills to have. Been like really valuable. It's been the way it's been done has been that when it comes to time as well. The biggest thing for me is because I've been on full timetable, taking 5 days, 5 days to do it.
Mhm.
That's ended up being a bit of an issue in terms of my timetabling commitments. But if you can get that sorted with your head teacher or your head of department, the delivery of it's been really good. The theory plus the practical, I've learned a lot. It's been it was a little bit intimidating, but that soon goes. I think you do feel very quickly at ease, and I've learned a lot. When you think about it's 5 days or 20 hours roughly.
56 hours in
Yeah,
total.
it's 16, 18 hours online. The amount you get from that is like value added. It just seems way more. You seem to gain way more from that than the time that you're actually online. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so the time you've invested in it
Yes.
is, compared to what you get out of it,
Yeah.
is significantly worth in that investment of time.
And
Yeah.
even if you never if you even never went down the coaching route, it's going to benefit you in the classroom.
Yeah, or even just as a pastoral member of
Or
staff.
as a pastoral member of staff. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can still use coaching, can't you? It doesn't mean you have to sit down and actually coach a one-to-one. You can still integrate the skills into your.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the skills you can integrate. I mean, I'm different because it's something I want to do, independently of teaching. So, but I certainly the skills, you could incorporate them into the classroom, like say, inform times as a pastoral tutor, and they'd be invaluable. And the more I read about it, and the more I speak to people actually about other members of staff, going back to it, the more like, oh God, our kids need that.
Mm.
And a few parents said, oh, our kids really need that.
Mm.
So it's actually people outside the teaching profession who seem to think that kids need that more than people within the teaching profession.
Oh, thanks for your time today. Thanks for
You're
speaking to
welcome.
me. I'm so exciting to hear what you're planning and how things are going. I know it's early days, but
It is, but it's all going well, so it's all positive.
yeah, I mean, your growth as a practitioner, as a teacher and coach, is massive, and it's only been what, 4 months or something.
Yeah, it has. It has been huge. Yeah, its personal growth been has been large, significant, and that was a reason for doing it as well.
Yeah, amazing. Thanks, Justin,
You're
and
more than welcome.
best to you and your school, and I'll hopefully see you soon on one of the Zoom calls or something.
Will do. All right.
Cheers. Bye.
Thanks.